Hey, it's the Reckless Retiree. I have got a new disc for saving video on. Last time I was doing this, I ran out of space. But you can see my modifications, what I've accomplished so far. And this is... Okay, so first of all, I got the plexiglass end plates. And I put a high concentration of potassium hydroxide in my tanks here. I have two now. One I'm just using to feed, and the other one is going to be the bubbler. And you can see the piece of hose coming off the top there. I got to replace that with the hose going to the torch. So, but I just got this thing together and wanted to try it because my daughter's about to have a baby, so I'm going to be derailed for a while, maybe even all winter. I don't know. It's going to get colder and colder and make this less possible. But anyway, here's my new cell, and you can see the water level is all the way up to the very top where the gas holes are. And that's really an improvement, because last time when I took this thing apart and cleaned the cells, I only had like a stain up to here indicating that's where it was working, and the level was only that high. I couldn't tell because I had the solid aluminum end plates. So now I have the plastic one I can see, and I've got actually the electrolyte in both tanks. So that way I'm feeding the top and the bottom. I know I've got full saturation of the cell. So I had a leak, and you can see I've marked the level, and I'm leaking down. You can see where I started here, and it's leaked all the way down to here, and same here, it's leaked all the way down. So by the time I get back, this is probably all the water electrolyte will be in this bucket, but at least I've saved it. And when I get ready to do this again, I'll have to pick that up out of there, drain it, so forth. So I had a leak, and when I tried to tighten it significantly, I cracked the plastic, which I was afraid I was going to do, and I did it. I achieved my goal. That's probably where I'm leaking. I'm hoping that I can just like fill it, temporarily repair it with some RTV in that crack. But here's a plus negative kind of a deal. I plugged it in, I tested it, I was making some serious hydrogen, but then the breaker tripped. Breaker was a 20 amp breaker. So I think I'm drawing a lot more current because I've got so much fluid here. I'm covering much more of my plates. So my thought is to find another source of 120 volts in the garage, maybe a separate breaker, and run another extension cord. See, I have an extension cord out to here, and that's part of the problem. I'm all the way to the house over there, and that's where the power is. I mean, actually to the other shed where the power comes. So I have that extension cord, 100 feet or whatever it is. So I have resistance from the extension cord adding to this whole thing. So, like I said, I could run two extension cords, one from the house, one from the shed, two different breakers, 40 amp capacity. I think it will work that way, and try it again and see if I can not trip off. The other accomplishment now. The other possibility, you see these two tarps here. They're on two different carts, trailers. Back trailer has a gas generator in it. Another choice would be to rig up that gas generator and run the power from there. So there is where I am. And so, but like I said, I got to quit now and pack a bag, go out of town for grandchild number 2. So we're going to be keeping grandchild number 1 at my daughter's apartment while she is having grandchild number 2. So the other choice, other possibility, or another thought is I have this old grill, and I'm going to cut off this hose right here and hook that up to my cell and see if I can run this grill with the hydrogen oxygen gas and how hot that will get. Now, one other thing I don't think I've mentioned in my videos yet is I'm going to come off the top tank, the skull and bones tank, and I'm going to, with my gas, and I'm going to go into a second bubbler which is going to have hexane in it. And the hexane I saw online by a guy who was experimenting, gives you a better flame and a better temperature, better heat, and also no flashback, he claims. So I have my other burner here in my quote-unquote furnace, mock-up furnace. I have that steel crucible. I have a graphite crucible in the steel crucible. All kind of stuff going here. But I'm hoping that those holes in that cast iron burner aren't too big, and I'll be able to use that with the HHO/hexane gas. And then my first experiment will be to heat up this steel crucible and melt aluminum cans in it. Melt aluminum. Of course, aluminum melts at a much lesser temperature than platinum. And then if that works successfully, then I'm going to go with the graphite crucibles I have. This is a medium one, actually small one. I have a medium one in the house. And I'm going to try with my material that I've gathered from Walmart's parking lot, and I'm going to process that to see if I can get some platinum. Now, the dream is that I could do this all before the snow flies, which of course is ridiculous since it's November 18th, 17th, and so I'll probably be gone for 3 to 4 days with the baby, and by the time I get back, anyway, that's the dream, is to try to do this stuff before I have to quit because of the weather. So stay tuned and you'll see the next part of this journey.